We're back with part 8 and the mid game. I'm talking about coming up on gym leader number 5, just beat Flannery. She was just the final climb up the mountain, the plateau, for some slight break, some slight easiness in this challenge. So we still got our Volbeat, still got our Dots, which is currently a Nuzleaf. I'm not going to evolve Dots until level 49 because at 49 it can learn Extra Sensory, which is a Psychic type move. And just the thought of a Grass and Dark type, specifically Dark type Pokemon, knowing a Psychic type move just seems rather unorthodox to me. So, plus it's a pretty good move. So I'll run Extra Sensory on Dots before using a Leaf Stone to evolve it into a Shiftry, which I think I can't even get a Leaf Stone until past the 6th gym, or maybe it's on the way to Fort Tree City. I can't remember if it's on the way to Fort Tree City or after. I think if the Weather Institute is before Fort Tree City, then it's on the way. And because Dots is boosted, then it might actually get to level 49 before then, because it's already at level 35 as you can see on the screen. So we'll just have to see what happens, but either way, gonna get Extra Sensory before evolving it. Now Volbeat is just really coming through, even though it's a bug type, even though I don't particularly enjoy using bug type. Volbeat with Signal Beam, it's just working, man. I get it. It's a powerful move. It's got 75 attack power, and it just rocks, especially against being super effective against that Lombre. That Lombre is water / grass type. Bug type just targets that grass type to be super effective, and it just rocks. So currently just searching through the desert area. I got the Go Goggles. And come to find out, all the trainers had like basically Sandshrews and Baltoys, except for that one Lombre, and there's a Meryl in there somewhere. And Dots had the perfect setup because against the Baltoys, they just need to use Feint Attack. Against the Sandshrews, they need to use Bullet Seed. Now, for some reason, Bullet Seed was just missing like crazy. I get it, like Sand Attack, decrease your accuracy, but Bullet Seed comes with 100 accuracy to start as a default. Oh, I just came out of that tower, that Mystic Tower or whatever. I went back later to try to get across those cracked tiles with the Mach Bike. I traded in at the bike shop, but it was gone, so I guess it only appears during certain times. I'll have to look that up. I'm not even sure what's in that tower, because I know if you go in that desert area, if you go a little bit to the right and then down, there's an area to catch one of the Reggies. In the desert, I'm guessing it's Reggie Rock in the desert. That's what I'm guessing, because Reggie Ice would be in a cold place, and Reggie Steel would be in maybe an industrial type place. You can tell I haven't looked after the catching the Reggies a long time. So now I'm in the trick house, and the trick master thinks that he has good tricks, but really they're actually pretty straightforward. So easy. Maybe not. Maybe a Tyler could solve them. Actually, they're really not that hard. Now I could have learned Razor Wind here, but because it's a 2-turn move, I usually don't like those. And in this scenario, I just skipped it. If Razor Wind sounds like it should be a flying type or a grass type move, just by the name. Razor Wind, like Razor Leaf, or Razor Wind, like, creating a very powerful windstorm type move, aka flying type move. But no, it's just a normal type move. So I was like, I'll be alright, I'll pass. I'd rather have Dots have 4 different tries to be super effective on a Pokemon rather than just have a normal type move, because currently Dots has a rock type move, a ground type move, a grass type move, and a dark type move. So there is a wide range of types that Dots can be super effective on, and that I know is really going to help me out, you know, throughout this playthrough. Because it's the in-game trades challenge playthrough, and actually, as much as I'm starting to like Volbeat, as much as Volbeat's growing on me, I will be trading it. And if y'all know what the in-game trade is, drop it in the comments below. And I may have to rework my strategy a little bit, because Skitty knows Shockwave, so that could maybe some overlap there. Or maybe Skitty will be fine continuing to run Shockwave, but if Skitty can learn a different type move, maybe like a water type move, if that's possible, or an ice type move, that would really diversify my move types on my 3 soon-to-be in-game traded Pokemon. Skitty I caught in the wild, Volbeat I caught in the wild, but because I need them to trade through the in-game trades that come later in the game, I said, why not have a caveat and run them? Because it's kind of boring just to run Dots, because obviously you can trade your Ralts very early on in Rustboro City for a C-Dot, but just having a C-Dot and a Nuzleaf for like most of the game is kind of boring. So I was like, let me use Skitty and Volbeat, because I'm going to trade them anyways and see how they do, because they're, you know, pretty weak as it is compared to the in-game trades. So there is one more Pokemon I need to catch to round out my list of 4 Pokemon that you can catch and then trade in the game. The last one is Bagon, but of course, like any good Pokemon, aka Larvitar from Gen 2, you can only catch it late in the game. Or even go back to Gen 1, Dratini. I think it was either red or blue, it was easier, maybe it was blue, it was easier to get Dratini from the game corner. It costed less coins, so you could buy your way into a Dratini a little bit earlier on, maybe like halfway through the game, because that was in Celadon City, where the 4th gym leader Erica was. So, but in any case, they always, you know, keep the good Pokemon for late in the game, which I understand, because it's all about, you know, starting out with rather basic Pokemon besides your starter, and then finding better and better Pokemon with better moves and better type combinations, But it'd just be nice to throw us a bone, maybe have a dragon type Pokemon early on. What generation, now please excuse my ignorance, but what generation can you catch a dragon type Pokemon early on in the game? I've played gens 1 through 3 multiple times. I do not know of any. Maybe in later generations it's possible, especially with generations that have introduced the fairy type. Just my thought. So anyways, we've got to Norman. Now, Norman is normal type. This is good. We do not have to worry about fire type. We don't have to worry about flying type. Well, we haven't got the flying type yet, but we don't have to worry about fighting type, which was Gym 2. We don't have to worry about electric type, which wasn't really super effective against us. That was Gym 3, but it was just powerful. And then Gym 4, fire type, like I said, and now Gym 5, normal type. Norman still has a pretty good strategy, but we're just pretty higher leveled. We're almost 10 levels higher, and it just does the trick. I do have to heal a couple times, but other than that, Lanoon using belly drum and then following it with headbutt, that is clutch. That is strategy at its finest right there. I was like, Dots can survive one headbutt, right? Nope. Dots immediately goes down. So I'm going to use my trusty signal beam, and it's going to do the job. Full beat is only 7 levels higher, but it does the job. Now, Slaking, I know, is bulky. Super bulky. So, first I'm going to send out Skitty, and my plan was to get some rollout going and see how it went. But somehow Slaking was faster than Skitty, which doesn't make sense to me because it's a very lazy Pokemon. It only attacks every other turn. How is it faster? I get it's a final evolution, but shouldn't Skitty be faster? Also, Skitty 7 levels higher? That's just what I thought. And does Shockwave ever paralyze? Every time I've used it, it just doesn't paralyze. But I thought all electric type moves paralyzed. Let me know on that one because, like, I get it. The main benefit is that Shockwave never misses. But can it just paralyze? You know, just on principle that it's an electric type move. So rollout, you know, after it was missing, I was like, should have bought X accuracy from the Pokemart. Didn't. Let's see still if I can beat Norman on my first attempt, because I haven't been able to do that with any other gyms since Gym 1, I believe. I think I took down Roxanne with my C-Dot with Bullet Seed. So that was pretty cool. Now, a critical hit from Signal Beam. Signal Beam is just showing out. It is just, you know, going the extra mile for me. Now, thankfully, this is just a citrus berry that restores 30 health, I believe. Is there another berry that restores more health than 30? I think in Gen 3, citrus berry is the highest healing berry in terms of healing health points. So, Confusion, this is it. If that Slaking did not get hurt by Confusion, I'm for sure that I would have fainted from his next attack. Because I only had 47 health, I for sure would have fainted. But thankfully, the game was like, you know what? We'll let you have a win on the first try against a gym leader. We'll let you taste that once more. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.